It's not every day that a car maker releases a new car, but for Suzuki, this is their first new car in 3 years. It's a replacement for the SX4, and it's called the S-Cross. The S-Cross is longer and wider than the car it replaces, yet 110 kilograms lighter. Suzuki says the car is ideal for people who want something more practical than a small hatch without stepping into an SUV. Suzuki isn't calling this an SUV, they're calling it a hatch with crossover potential, which is about right. This doesn't drive like a four-wheel drive, and it's probably not something that you'd want to try and take across the Simpson Desert. The entry-level car is two-wheel drive, but there is an option for all-wheel drive if you want to pay an extra $10,000 over the base model car, and Suzuki expects the majority of its customers to make do driving the front wheels. So under the bonnet, things have changed from the SX4 to the new S-Cross. The previous car was powered by a 2-litre engine with a little bit more than 100 kilowatts. This car has gone down to a 1.6-litre engine with around 86 kilowatts of power, and it feels like it could use a little bit more. The new engine has to work pretty hard, particularly as it only has 156 Newton meters of torque. The CVT Auto does a fair job keeping it on the boil, though the engine can drone noisily when accelerating on inclines. It's adequate without being effortless. A diesel engine with nearly twice as much torque is on the way, and it should make for easier progress. But Suzuki can't say when it will go on sale. The steering on the S-Cross is quite responsive compared to other SUVs such as the Suzuki Grand Vitara. The car rides well, gliding over most bumps without much interference in the cabin at all. There's a little bit of body roll, but not too much. Certainly not excessive amounts if you're coming out of a hatch and into something that's a crossover with an SUV. There's plenty of room in the cabin with space for 4 adults and a boot that is larger than most of its competitors. Suzuki says its main targets for building the S-Cross were to provide people with a little bit more room and better fuel economy in a package quite similar to the SX4. And they've definitely achieved that. There are some areas where the car could improve, but on the whole, it's a pretty good effort. The S-Cross goes on sale officially in January 2014, but cars have already arrived and you may be able to spot one at your local dealer.